You know what it is, man. Welcome to allhiphop.com. I am your host, DJ Thorough. Shout out to my partner, Chuck. You know what it is. We live from One World Studios, man. Got a special guest in the building. This not even a guest. This is my family right here. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, it's Iceman DBH.
Okay. Why you call yourself the Iceman? Because you cold? You cold-hearted out there, man?
The Iceman. You know, that's the name they gave me or whatever when I was growing up, you know, coming up in my hood or whatever. So, you know, it kind of stuck with me.
Right.
Yeah, it's different reasons for that. Yeah.
Different reasons for that. All right. When I think of Iceman, I'm thinking ice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You like to play, you use the hockey player? I don't know, maybe you skated on ice or something. I don't know.
I was just a pretty cool person.
Pretty cool. You know? You're pretty cool. See, there it is.
Cool, yeah.
I'm pulling it. There it is. You was a pretty cool person, so they called you Iceman.
I was a cool person, laid back.
Right, laid back. Yeah, you are a laid back individual, man. So this is your first time on allhiphop.com, man, and I want to welcome you to the platform. You know what I mean? Like we have a long history, and you've always been putting out great music and doing a lot of great things, for yourself and for others. So, what are we doing today? What's going on? Like, what you got going on today in terms of music?
Right now, I still got my song, Henny No Chaser. We still pushing that.
Okay.
It's still out there, it's on YouTube, it's on all streaming platforms and stuff like that. Then I got my new song on Payroll, my new single that's out right now. Then pretty soon I'm gonna be dropping my new album, Return of the Hustler 2.
Right.
That's gonna be coming out. So yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff going on. Me gonna be traveling, doing shows and stuff like that in other states, other countries and stuff like that. We got stuff like that coming up, new videos and everything. Yeah. Right.
Now that Hennessy No Chaser, that's kind of the one that's basically opening the door for the opportunities for you, like, right?
Yes, because a lot of people said they like the song Henny No Chaser.
Mm-hmm.
The views is up there right now on YouTube. They got a lot of views, a lot of streams and stuff like that on Spotify. It's been on many different playlists. It's been playing in the clubs. It's been playing in different radio stations and stuff like that. So a lot of people like that song. A lot of people want me to come out, come perform it all the time and stuff like that, because they saying that's like my hit single and stuff like that. So
right,
yeah.
So out of all the records you've ever put out, would you say this is the most responsive one you've received in terms of feedback?
Yeah, because when it came out and I put the preview out to it, it got over maybe 300, 400 shares on IG and stuff like that. Right. Different people were sharing it, and then I saw people coming in my inbox, different people from the industry was telling me they feeling it, they like the song, they like everything about it, the concept, they like, I'm talking about something that's real relatable, because a lot of people like Hennessy with no chaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the remix could be Hennessy with chaser?
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, makes sense, right? The remix. Now, well, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Is there going to be a remix? Because usually every successful song has a remix, right?
Yeah, it could be a remix and stuff like that. If we get the right artist to get on there, jump on that track. Yeah.
In the perfect world, if you had your choice, let's dream big. Who would you put on that record?
Who would I put on that record?
If you had whatever artist at your disposal. You know how Khaled got everybody at his disposal. Like, you know what I mean? If you could DJ Khaled that situation, who would be on that record?
I think I want to hear Jay on there.
Jay? Hey, you shot for the stars.
Yeah, I think I want to hear Jay or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think Jay is Duce though, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to do it. Got to change it to Duce. No chaser.
Maybe like Jay, or maybe or somebody like Bobby, or Bobby Shmurda or something.
Oh, that's shit easy. That's
Young and May.
My man Boy Wonder make that happen for you. You know what I mean? Yeah, because they be right in this home. This is their home right here. Like everybody comes in this building right here. You know what I mean? So Bobby.
Even Young and May too. I think Young and May, she a little fan of the Henny and all that. So I think that'd be a good move too. Yeah, Young and May.
Now, has Henny reached out to you? Because I know a couple artists like my boy, shout out to Kid Daytona. He has a situation with Hennessy or whatever. And he's an independent artist as well. So have they reached out to you in any shape or form? And
some people that's connected with Hennessy, like in the industry, told me they got some they could get them in contact with me and stuff like that, and that we could do some business with them, but not as yet. Hennessy hasn't gotten to me, but I know people that's connected to them. Yeah.
Right, because hip hop, man. One thing about hip hop, man, and we've always gave companies free commercials. We were always promoting their products before we get a sponsorship or the bag. Yeah. Like everybody's guilty of it. Jordans. Whatever, you know what I mean? We're always promoting their companies before we actually receive any residual. And it's because we genuinely wear this stuff and we, this is our, our culture, our lifestyle.
Yeah.
But at some point, we have to start thinking business minded. Even when doing songs like that, like you're promoting a brand. And I feel in a successful song, some people are drinking that because of that song. Whatever people that like that song.
Now, because I had females tell me, like, they heard the song and stuff like that. A couple of females from Brooklyn, Harlem, everything. They was telling me, like, this song is going to be my new song. This is going to be my new shit on my playlist because I love Henny.
Right. Even when you order bottles in the club or the bottle girls, they're going to bring out, and your song is the commercial for that, bottles coming through, they playing your record, you know what I mean? So it all goes hand in hand. So, but financially, who's benefiting from that?
Yeah, Henny.
You see my point?
Henny too.
Right. Yeah. So we just have to be mindful of that.
Me too. Also, in some ways, because
when we're doing that,
people.
No, you're benefiting
people
too.
all over the world like Henny. All over the world, it's like a global thing. So, I had people hit me up from like London. People hit me up from like other countries and stuff like that, telling me like, "Yo, we like that Henny song. That shit's fire."
Right, and you'll be surprised when you reach out to the proper people that they may jump right in line, like, oh, maybe they know or don't know, and was waiting to talk to the correct person or correspondent, and like, oh yeah, hell yeah, you're promoting this product and you have movement.
Yeah,
they want placements. Well, when you go here's this many bottles, or here's a little check. You know what I mean? You gotta, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. All right, remember that. A lot of people get stuff and they complain like, oh, I only got that, but you agreed to that.
Yeah.
So that's what you got.
That's what you got,
You deserved more, but you didn't negotiate more. You negotiated for this amount, so this is what you got. So now when it takes off and go here, you're upset.
Yeah.
Negotiate for what you want and start from there, So that's just a teachable moment. I like to, because we all guilty. I've definitely undercut myself and from deals and things, and then when I realized how much it was or what it was worth, it's too late now. That's what I negotiated. Yeah, I'm salty and mad about it, but just try to learn from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's it. But that's about it. So another thing I want to talk to you about, because I've been watching you for years, man. I've been supporting you and all that, and I want you to share some insight on independency, because you've been doing this thing for a long time, and now you're in a position where you're literally moving around, you're doing shows, you have major movement, you have people, major radio stations, major publications. There's a lot of things that you're doing on a major level, but you're independent.
Yeah.
And I'm not the type of person that not share the plug or share information. I like to give information out to help people. You know what I mean? So is there any advice you can give anybody that may be lost, don't have no direction? The
advice that I would give, like, up and coming artists or younger artists, anybody that's trying to like do their thing in the business, is learn the business. Like, learn what's going on.
Right.
Learn what's going on. Learn the do's and don'ts of the business and stuff like that. Learn how you should move as an artist, and everything should fall in line after that. But it's like, make sure you have a good attorney, a good lawyer. Make sure you have a good management team, people behind you that supporting you. Make sure that you have, some money. Because you gotta have income.
Yeah, you gotta have some income.
So if you don't got a job, get a job. If you got your money invested in a business, or you don't have some type of money come in where you can invest in yourself, I advise you to do that. Take care of that now, ASAP.
Right.
Because this shit costs. Everything costs, from the wardrobe, from photo shoots,
to the haircuts. You see his haircuts,
right? to the jewelry, everything. Like, everything costs bread. To doing shows, going on the road, taking flights. Everything costs, and you gonna have to come out your pocket yourself first before anybody wanna, take a chance on making an investment with you, or any of these labels, or anybody in the industry or whatever that, they want to give you some advice. They want to see you doing it yourself.
Right. Yeah. It's called the music business for a reason. Like, it's, music business. A lot of people just want to be seen and heard, and their business is in shambles, and they end up making no money or having no movement because there's no business in order.
Yeah.
So that's why, and more importantly, you need money
Yeah, you need money. You got to have some type of financial backing.
Right. And,
type of money involved,
and you have to spend money on the right things. For too often, I see a lot of artists, they come in this game looking like they're on instead of taking that money to get on. Yeah. You know, they'll have the chains and all. They'll look good, but you have no money for video shoots.
Facts.
You have no money to travel. You have no money to get your radio. I mean, get your songs.
You gotta have a plan. Like you gotta have a plan set out. You gotta know what's necessary for you to do as an artist and what's not necessary. Because if not, you're just gonna be spending a lot of excessive amounts of money on nothing.
Right.
And trying to prove to other people that you lit when it's nothing. It's not happening.
Right.
You know?
And that's the unfortunate part about, I would say, what's going on now in terms of music. Well, at least our genre of music, hip hop. It's based too much on money and not the music. You know, people put too much emphasis on money. Every song, everybody's lifestyle is not about money. So why does every song have to be about money? Why do you have to have on a chain?
Because life revolves around money.
No, again. I'll do you one even better if we're gonna go there. The richest artists in the world don't talk about money. You know who that is?
Oh.
Eminem, J. Cole, Kendrick. You want me to keep going? None of their songs are about wealth. They got more money than all of these people talking about, I'm pushing this, I'm driving this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. It's about the art. So if you concentrate on the actual music of it, it will generate proper income, you know? Yeah. So that's what I mean by everybody thinks this, like a lot of people just come in here misguided, like you got to have on a chain. You got to have...
But what if?
You know what I mean, it's not even about. They don't even go. I gotta have good music. I gotta look. The first thing is that
I won't only knock it if you came in a game and you started doing that. If this was your lifestyle before you started like being a musician and you was fly all the time, you was wearing jewelry,
right?
Or you was looking a certain way. All right, you came into the game like that, and this is what you're presenting to the game. This is who you are. Right. But if you trying to change,
right?
All right, that's something else.
I got one for that too.
Yeah,
you know I got one for everything you say, right? So let's talk about the people that's what they do. They're about jewelry and flash. Yeah. One of the flashiest, richest motherfuckers in hip hop history wears the most. Matter of fact, we're wearing jewelry because of this person, and he's arguably the greatest storyteller ever.
Slick Rick.
Slick Rick.
Yeah, Slick Rick. Yeah.
Find me one song where Slick Rick is talking about all I got them jewelry he wears. You can't. He never talks about money, the jewelry, never. And he wears the most jewelry. Nobody wears more jewelry than Slick Rick. Wow. So it goes back to my point. It's about the music first.
Yeah.
They can see you got on jewelry. You don't got to keep every
get a new one upgrade.
You see it. You don't have to talk about that all day and every day. Even my man Boy Wonder, we was talking about. This is another interesting fact. Let's talk about the females, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of females feel right now they have to sell sex to get noticed, right? Guess who was great. But check this out. Guess who was a stripper before she was a rapper? And when she was a rapper, she never talked about stripping and was very successful.
Eve. Okay. Eve.
Right, Eve. So my point is, even if you're a female, if you're dope, you could do other things other than sell sex and still be great.
Still be great, yeah.
Right. Now she very well could have talked about stripping because that's what she was. Yeah. But she didn't do that. That would have been easy. Mm-hmm. Pop and twerk. That's literally what she did before she started rapping. You can't find me one Eve song that's show me Eve twerking. Show me. You can't show me that. She's about the art. You see what I'm saying? So my point is, man, you don't have to fall to the stereotypes of you got to do this to be here. You don't have to do that. You know, music is it's
a universal.
It's universal language. Yeah. Everybody don't like this all the time. Like me, I'm a human being. Sometimes, of course, I like girls, but I don't want to see every female talk about the same shit. Yeah. Where's the Lauryn Hill? Where's the MC Lyte? Where's the Queen Latifah? Then I'll listen to Sexy Red too, but I want a Queen Latifah too. I want to hear her music too.
That's what I was saying. I was like, things. I mean, I feel like where it's at in hip hop right now, they need more artists that's talking like what you're talking about with stories and stuff like that. We
need balance. We just need balance
and everything, and talking about like motivational, like motivation music, and get people, to thinking like, all right, they can relate to me, or I can relate to that person because they talking about real life situations that I'm going through. Yeah, people not talking about stuff like that no more.
And even now, even when I was coming up, you notice, even in music, there ain't no more kid groups. There ain't no kid R&B groups. There ain't no kid rappers. There's nothing for kids. Yeah. Think about that. There used to be teen, the ABCs, and the New Editions when the music.
What happened to them?
There's no teen or kid groups in R&B or hip hop. Urban, black for us. None. Mm-hmm. These kids are listening to adult content. That shit is crazy to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that?
I feel like
I know you didn't think this was going to be like this, right? I go like,
yeah. I feel like they should bring something out back for the kids that's young or whatever, and the middle aged people and stuff like that enjoy like boy groups or have like to my R&B and stuff like that, love groups and all the love songs. But I don't know, like I didn't even like really focus. Like I didn't really focus on that or really like pay attention to it like until you said it. Like wow,
that's my point. Yeah, nobody's approaching music how they like. As I sit here, I'm going, why are there no kid groups? You know how much money that if you want to talk money. Everybody who doesn't have a kid, like the average household has a kid or kids like music. Yeah. You get a group that's 10 years old. 10-year-olds are gonna want to see these. 10-year-olds want to go to Madison Square Garden and see these kids. Like it makes perfect sense. Like why doesn't anybody do that anymore? It was successful when you had ABC, New Edition, B5, BK5, whatever.
Well, we need that. We need B25, that again. We gotta bring that back out.
B2K. I'm sorry. There's no kid groups. You know what I mean? Remember the youngsters? Illegal. There's Shaheem, the Rugged Child. There's no kid groups. There's no teen groups. Raven-Symoné, right? So I think that should be. I think that needs to be brought.
You feel like because like you said, like people are losing essence of like what the music.
They're losing essence of what this is about. Everything is about money. So a 10-year-old kid shouldn't be thinking about a Rolex and a fucking chain. And bending over, spreading a 10-year-old girl shouldn't be talking about my coochie's brown and this. Not a 10-year-old. Where's the music for the 10-year-old?
Yeah,
it's gone.
It's gone. So that's a void that somebody should be out here trying to sign some kids and put them on the map. That's just how I think. You know what I mean? You know, so nobody's thinking about, like you said, we're only thinking about. It's like tunnel vision. You know what I mean? So that's my rant for the day. Thurl's rant for the day. That was that segment. You know what I mean? Right. So what are some of the adversities you've went up against trying to get to this point and trying to move forward?
Man, I made a lot of like mistakes when I was coming up.
By not messing with me, right? Told you.
I made a lot of mistakes coming up when I was like first started like dealing with the music thing. I started going out doing shows and stuff like that, and I was like being misguided by certain people and stuff like that because I didn't know the business.
Right.
I didn't take the time out to really like study the business, understand it, and like get information from people that was doing it way before me and stuff like that, and taking that information and utilizing it. I just felt like I knew what was going on.
Right.
And then it cost me a lot of money. And it cost me a lot of like time that I can't get back and stuff like that until I started studying the business. And now it's like every move that I make now is like calculated. Everything that I do now, I know exactly where I want my brand to be and what I want to do with my music and stuff now. So it's like, okay, if it doesn't fit my plan, then I won't go along with it. But I ran into messed up managers. I had managers and stuff like that I was dealing with, that I didn't have my best interests at heart. I ran into people in the industry that were producers, engineers, different people and stuff like that. I just didn't have my best interests at heart. People would just think about the money. People wasn't thinking about me elevating in a certain level with the music and stuff like that. Right. And then once I realized who was the real people that was in my corner, I kept them people around, and I had to, exclude to other people.
Right. Yeah. And you said the plan. What is the ultimate plan for you? Like what is the plan? What does that look like?
The ultimate plan for me, I'm about business. I'm about my business. I'm a person that's about my money. I'm gonna keep it 100. I like money. I'm about my business. I want to build my brand up as much as I can as possible. Get it to a place where it's not just about the music anymore. Mm-hmm. It's about me, venturing off into other things, whether it be acting, whether it be modeling, whether it be me, you know,
modeling do-rags, right?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
So like networking and building relationships with different people that's in the music industry and the entertainment industry, period, and stuff like that, and seeing where, you know, other doors can be opened up for me and how I could, you know, go up, like elevate,
right,
you know, as a person and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Now, let everyone know you're from. Where?
From Brooklyn, East New York.
East New York.
Yeah.
East New York. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Uncle Murder, man. I think.
Yeah, Uncle Murder. That's my guy.
Yeah. East New York. That's a rough place, man.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So, what was it like growing up in East New York?
Growing up in East New York,
for you,
it was
everybody's
rough.
Different.
It was rough growing up in East New York because I came up around the times where Brooklyn was really like Brooklyn. Like, it was crazy.
Right.
It was crazy growing up because, like, there was a lot of crime. The crime rate was high. It was a lot of poverty and stuff like that. There was a lot of drugs being sold and stuff like that. The drugs was moving around a lot.
Right.
People was getting murdered, a lot of stuff like that. So I saw a lot of stuff like early on coming up, and the stuff that I saw, like, basically, it molded me into the person that I am now and stuff like that. So it's like I grew up real fast. I was in the streets. I used to be partying a lot, going to clubs a lot, doing shit with my friends a lot and stuff like that, getting into mischief, you know, different crimes and stuff like that, getting locked up at a young age, going to juvenile, you feel me, going to, you know, the island and stuff like that, going up north. So I went through my trials and tribulations and stuff like that, and dealing with, you know, being from the hood, from East New York, you know, growing up in that era and stuff like that. And once I went through certain stuff as being young, I felt like when I became an adult and I reached the age and stuff, a lot of stuff was just like, I did that already. I wanted to do something better. So I just started looking towards, you know, how I could change my life and, you know, what I could do to make my family happy. And I just started thinking about the music.
You started thinking about the music.
Yeah.
Now, great segue. The music. Now, let's talk influence in terms of music. Like, where do you draw your influence from to even record music? And who was the first artist you experienced that made you want to participate in hip hop?
I ain't gonna lie. I think, like, when I was growing up, like, my first artist, the people that I was listening to, and it made me want to, like, start doing hip hop was Wu-Tang. I think it was Wu-Tang. I think it was, like,
that's a good place
Method
to start.
Man, Ghostface Killer, you know, Raekwon,
Respect the Deck, Killer, and METHO. What if Method Man when it came in and said that? That would have been dope, right?
But yeah, I think it was Wu-Tang because I used to see them, and then, you know, they used to be grouped up and all spitting bars and stuff like that, telling their stories. And I was like, damn, they sound fire.
Right.
And Biggie, of course, B.I.G. Him telling his stories and stuff like that, and talking about Brooklyn and talking about a lot of stuff that was going on in the hood that I could relate to because he was from there. Jay-Z, Nas, and people like that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So do you feel you know, in today's era of music, everybody's influenced because of the internet. So you'll get people sounding like they're not from where they're from. That's it is what it is. Do you consciously try to follow trends, or you just do whatever you like and the chips fall where they may? Like,
I feel like I express myself. I feel like music is a form of expression. So I express myself how I feel, whatever is best fit at that time to express myself. Like, whatever comes to my mind or my feelings at that time. And, you know, I put it together and you know, I express it through the music and stuff like that. Some stuff like the way I rap and like certain like ways I go about things in my music, you might feel like, oh damn, I hear somebody from back in the 90s here, or I hear somebody from the early 2000s here, because that's the era that I came up. So you might hear something that sounds similar to something, or you might feel like I sound like somebody, but it's like, I don't know, like, I feel like I listen to many different artists, like even Moneybagg Yo to, you know, people down south in ATL and in Florida, even in New York, even in Chirac. I listen to different artists in Chirac. And it's like, I listen to them. I listen to what they saying. I listen to their music, and I like their styles, but I feel like I just got my own like unique style, but I picked up something along the way from everybody.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, everyone borrows from somebody or influence. I don't say borrow. Everyone is influenced by something or someone because you didn't invent this culture. You didn't invent rhyming. I think a well-rounded artist is someone that has a knowledge of every genre and every coast of music. Like if you like hip hop, you should know what's going on, what they're doing in Cali. You should know what they're doing in Texas. You should know what they're doing in Chicago. You should know what they're doing in Missouri, New York, down south. And then if you are influenced by all that, I would say make it a gumbo pot. You know what I mean? And do it that way. But far too often, you just have people the way that the artistry is now is just whatever's popular. People they just do that. That's not even their lifestyle. That's not even where they're from. Even the terminology they're using.
They just going with what they see was lit right now. You feel me?
It's lit right now. It's like no direction. And then when that plays out, they're done because
you didn't have a style of your own.
You didn't have your own style. You know what I mean? And the perfect example, and this is no shade on him, it is what it is. Designer.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
Who does Designer sound like? Who does Designer sound like? That's a no-brainer, bro. Future.
A little bit.
What?
A little bit, but then he got.
No, listen. He sounds like Future. You know why? Because when he came out with Panda, Future thought it was his record.
Yeah.
He literally said, "Yo, when did I record that?" And he was like, "No, that's not you. That's some dude from Brooklyn." He's like, "Brooklyn? Huh?" Right. So. Yeah. And maybe he didn't purposely try to sound like that, but he damn sure
came out that way.
It came out that way, and he had to know, like, you sound exactly like Future. This is not gonna work. You know, it's not gonna last. I ain't gonna say it's not gonna work. It worked, but after that, it was short lived. Like, cause now,
because people, it's like a
once they realize, okay, we already got a Future. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it goes against the laws of like marketing and everything. Because now it's like, all right, we already have a Future,
right?
We already have that type of sound. So now you trying to come with that sound. You're not the originator.
You're not the originator
of that sound, or you're not the person that's leading that sound as Future.
And you're not the person they want to hear that from.
They want to hear it from, You know
what I mean?
They already heard it from him.
They heard it. The song was great, but they're not going to keep wanting to hear two people do the exact same cadence, sound exactly the same, and you really can't tell. You turn your back. You really can't decipher who is this Future or is this Designer? Which one am I listening to?
Yeah.
So you don't really want that. You know what I mean? It's very confusing or whatever. And Future took offense to it, as he should. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, why is this dude trying to...
He from Brooklyn trying to sound...
And he from Brooklyn. I thought it was a disgrace to Brooklyn, personally. I'm not even from Brooklyn. I'm from Harlem.
Nah, but
I thought it was a disservice to New York.
Too.
I know, but it's a disservice to where you're from, bro. To New York. That's we're.
But hold on, how about this though? But what if Future didn't originate that style?
Well,
what if he picked that up from whatever neighborhood he was living in ATL?
Okay, well, that's my point.
They was rapping like that.
But hold on.
But what if also Designer was in that same neighborhood or in that same area and he picked up certain things?
That's definitely what if.
That's a huge...
It could happen.
Hold on. Yeah. Well, you know what? Hold on. Here's my thing. I'm glad you brought that up. So music is supposed to be an expression of your environment. And experience. So if Future got that from Atlanta, where is Future from?
He's from Atlanta.
So he should sound like
Designer was
regardless where he got it from, it came from where he's from. Right. What Designer's doing, that shit did not come from Brooklyn.
Right.
You took a trip.
He took a trip.
So even if you take a trip, you're not from there. Why are you coming back doing that? You see my point? So Future has every right to sound like where he's from, regardless if he made it up or not. That's like saying niggas from New York should sound like New York. If they didn't, that doesn't make sense.
I don't even know. Sometimes I be feeling like New York don't even sound like New York.
They don't, but they don't. That's my point.
Like Chirac,
they don't have a sound no more. But I'm just saying, that's just like saying in the 90s, niggas from New York shouldn't like.
I feel like I got that New York sound though.
Niggas should, Mobb Deep shouldn't sound like New York. They're from New York. They're supposed to sound like that.
Yeah.
They didn't invent it. They got it from somebody else too. Marley Marl, Craig G, Master Ace, Cool G Rap. You know what I mean? That's where they got this. That's where they got that shit from. But they got it from where they're from. You know what I mean? They kept carrying on tradition. You didn't see Mobb Deep go to Atlanta and then come back sounding like Outkast. You wouldn't have accepted. You would have been like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. That's what is going on right now. You got niggas
taking trips.
Taking trips, which is cool.
Going.
And they come back, and that's what they sound like.
They come sound like somebody
You know what
else.
I mean?
Yeah.
But that's my rant. That's my second rant for the day. You know what I mean? Right. So let's get to the mic, man. We have a segment too, man. We're gonna let you touch that mic, man. You know what I mean? We want to see what you got in that booth. You know what I mean? You nervous?
Nah, I ain't nervous at all. Yeah.
You sure? You know, okay, you sure? You don't need me to write nothing for you, right?
Nah, I mean, nah. Nah, I don't think I.
You know, I wrote Quentin Miller's lyrics that he gave to Drake. You know, I wrote that, right?
Yeah,
No,
I believe it.
let me stop. That's a lie. I didn't do that. Boy Wonder did it. You know what I mean? Nah, so moving forward, man, like, what are you looking to get out of this industry, man? Everybody wants something different. Everybody wants money, fame. You know, longevity? I don't know. What are you looking to get out of this music?
I'm looking to, you know, like I said, build my brand and stuff like that, and still like accomplish certain goals and stuff like that. Things that I got set forth as far as with the music, things I haven't done before, meeting people that I haven't met before. You know, just trying to see where else it takes me, because you know I got love for the music and stuff like that, and I don't think I'm going to stop doing music anytime soon. So it's like, even if I'm not doing it as a musician, maybe I'm gonna be involved some way, somehow, and stuff like that, because I've been around it like all my life and stuff like that. I had people that I grew up with that's been in the industry and stuff like that you know, been doing music, that was producers, that was engineers and stuff like that. So yeah, like,
all right,
I feel like I'm trying to take it as far as I can take it.
Trying to take it as far as you can take it.
Yeah.
All right, well, on that note, let's take it to the booth, man. Iceman DBH, let's go.